This is Chris, and Chris is like millions of people around the world, just wondering one question. How do I make my home office super sick? Well, Chris, you're in luck, because with the help of my friends over at FlexiSpot, we're gonna transform your home office into something incredible. So stick around and learn how you too can design a home office space that you're truly proud of. All right, sorry, that was the dumbest intro I've done in a very long time. Since I made my last office tour video, a lot of you have been seemingly interested in my design aesthetic. Some of you hate it, and a lot of you were just mad that I kept saying this word the entire time. So I promise I have learned my lesson. I will not say it again. Now, if you're familiar with the channel, Chris and I went out to Patagonia and I made an entire film documenting his story. And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to give one of my closest friends a workspace he would absolutely fall in love with. So that's exactly what we're gonna do in this video, and hopefully it gives you all at home a little bit of inspiration and just some ideas to make your workspace just a little bit better for you. I feel like I'm on HGTV right now. I always used to watch it with my mom growing up, and I think that's why I like interior design so much. Sue me. Chris has a pretty small office space. It's only 10 feet by 12 feet. In this corner, we're gonna have a welcome area with a chair for guests. Up against this wall, we're gonna do the desk wall, which is hopefully gonna invite him to want to edit. And then up against this third wall, we're gonna put a shelving unit, which is gonna act as a YouTube backdrop and just bring a little bit of character into the office. Let's get into it.
Yo,
Hi.
What's good? All right, I'm still moving in. I don't even have to yet. She's like, say, I love you.
So this has been a process of a couple months now that we've been working on finalizing Chris's office, and
It's finally done.
it's finally done.
So to start off, Chris chose a color palette that went and matched his photo style. We went with this blue and orange kind of deep contrasted look. He wanted something similar to my office, but with a bit more life and color in it. Let's start with the seating area and photo wall. So this is the first thing you see when you walk into the office. And if Chris is gonna have friends over or a client come over, we wanted it to be very inviting so people can walk in and have a comfy place to sit that just feels very him, that matches his brand. So we painted the wall a deep blue to give it a little bit of color and had a blue accent chair that is extremely comfortable to match right in that corner. Chris also put together this photo wall, which I think is immaculate. I am a huge fan of putting art on your walls. It's an extremely cheap way to bring a lot of character into your office and make it truly you and very unique. And then we also added a blackout curtain over the big window, which does a couple things. Chris is like me. He likes to edit and work in the dark. It helps me focus. It helps Chris focus. And so we put this blackout curtain to block all of the light coming in. And also when he's filming YouTube videos, he has a little bit more control over the light. It's one less thing sound can bounce off of. So it serves a multitude of purposes. And in a small office, we love that. And lastly, this kind of corner, the photo wall corner, acts as his Zoom backdrop. Now, this is something a lot of people don't really think about, but when you're setting up your desk and you have your computer, whatever's behind you is gonna be what everyone sees in Zoom calls. And so if you can kind of deck that out and make it look really nice, whatever you can do on a Zoom call with clients or potential people that will pay you money, it's nice to have something nice behind you, an expensive looking brand, so maybe they can toss you a little bit more dough and you get the big budgets to work with. All right, now let's talk about the workstation and desk setup. This video is sponsored by my friends over at FlexiSpot. They sent over this desk, which is the E7 Pro sit-stand desk. And if you've never used a sit-stand desk, it is something I have quickly fallen in love with. The older I've gotten, the worse my back has gotten. And having the sit-stand desk for me has actually been very useful to just kind of mix up when I'm in those deep editing sessions. And it's just an extremely solid desk for the price. Not only does it obviously look amazing, but it's just way more more sturdy than I was ever expecting it to be. You can add things on like drawers and outlets, and my favorite is the wheels. So if you're in a small office, you can screw on wheels and just kind of move it around. And on top of the desk, FlexiSpot also sent over their premium ergonomic C7 office chair. It's just so nice to have a backrest when you're editing and something that you can lean back in as opposed to something with a small back. I've fallen in love with it, and it's something that I've found extremely useful. It has this mesh back, it's very breathable, top of the line. So if you want to, check out the link in the description to grab anything FlexiSpot and help support the channel. Next, we have the monitor, which Chris actually ended up getting the same monitor that I have, which is the ViewSonic ColorPro VP3881a widescreen monitor. And man, if you've never edited on a widescreen monitor before, I've fallen in love with it. I love the aspect ratio. It just really pulls you in when you're editing. It just looks really cool. It's a very easy way to have an aesthetic looking desk. Speaking about an aesthetic looking desk, Edifier speakers. Now, I actually gave Chris my old speakers, which are the Edifier R1700 Bluetooth speakers, and these things are like 4 years old and they sound so good. And not only is the sound quality awesome, I think the coolest thing about Edifier for me is it just looks very aesthetic and very nice. So we put the Edifier speakers there, and they're very affordable. It's only like $160 for the sound quality that you're getting out of those things. And again, they just look really, really cool. Now let's talk about the one thing that I know so many people are going to be curious about, which are the wooden slats behind the desk. Now, these are from a company called the Wood Veneer Hub. I bought these about 3 years ago for my office, and I loved them so much that I thought, why don't I hit them up and see if they'll send some over? And they were so nice to send some over and hook up Chris. These ones in particular are the Wood Veneer Hub Slat Panel Luxe American Walnut Acoustic Wide Slat Wood Wall Panels. That's the whole title. I don't know. But man, I've fallen in love with these wall panels. They just serve so many purposes. Not only do they look amazing, and if you're lazy like I am, they make interior design easy because you just throw them up and boom, you're done. Your office has kind of been elevated to that next level. But they have a base layer of felt, so if you do the tube, if you're a YouTuber, it adds another layer of sound proofing to your office. And last but not least, they are so easy to move. You just take them off, they come off in individual slats, and instead of repainting a wall and spackling everything up, you just pop them off the wall and then pack them up and then put them right up against the wall in your next office. And it is an investment that is very, very worth the price. All right, let's head over to the final part, which is the shelf, wall, and YouTube backdrop.
So with any shelf setup, this is the perfect opportunity to bring character into your office. And so we decided to bring it to life with a bunch of different knickknacks that really represented Chris, and also deck it out in plants.
The plants make it look.
Plants make it look.
Plants.
Plants.
They could be real, they might be fake. If they are, no one's really judging you, okay? It's not that bad. It doesn't make you a terrible person.
And although I might not have real plants in my office, we decided to make a little bro date and head over to the nursery to pick out some plants that really brought his space to life.
Shopping for some trees.
About to be a plant dad.
This shelving setup also is going to act as his YouTube backdrop, and I think we did a pretty damn good job setting it up.
YouTube Chris, like and subscribe.
Chris got these shelves secondhand, I think off Facebook Marketplace. Shelves are a very easy way, if you're lazy, again, like I am, to just throw something on your wall and call it a day in terms of designing things. We also put this Edifier QD35 speaker, which again, just was so aesthetic and looks cool, and just to find cool things to put on shelves is a way harder thing than you would expect. So we put that speaker up in an old microphone that he had, and it just kind of tied everything together. And I think having shelves in your office is an opportunity to give it a lot of character. And with that, I actually took it one step further. I knew Chris is a big skateboarder, and so I decided to give him this.
We got you.
Here comes the music.
I know you like skating around the world, so we got you your own little skate park.
Oh, sick.
Look at this. This is a tech deck? What? Oh!
We got him a skate park. I think we spent a little bit too much time trying to tech deck in his office, but that's beside the point. The whole point of it is that this is your office. Do whatever you want with it. Make sure you're not living in a Pinterest board. Make sure it's not overly done. It's meant to be lived in. It's meant to feel like a home. Put some fun things that reflect who you are in your office, because again, it's your office. If you haven't caught the vibe by now, I love this stuff. I love interior design, and to be able to hook up one of my best friends, Chris, with an office like this makes my job that much more worth it. Chris is one of the coolest people I've ever met, one of the most genuine people. I even got to make a full film about his story, which is one of the craziest stories. If you want to check that film out, One More Shot, it will be linked down below. And head over to Chris's channel, show him a little bit of love. He's supposed to be starting YouTube, so now we can keep him accountable. So subscribe to Chris and comment on his office tour video. And lastly, thank you to you guys for watching this stuff. Remember, it takes time to build your office into something you're truly proud of. This doesn't happen overnight, but with that being said, I really do think having an office that you're proud of, that you can invest in, makes it worth it. It's stepped up my brand. It has really just made it feel more professional, and it helps me make videos like this. So just think about all those things, but don't put pressure on yourself to have the perfect office immediately. If you want, check out FlexiSpot. They have incredible desks. I stand by my desk, no pun intended, and it would help a lot. Link in the description. Thank you for watching to the end. If you made it to the end, comment, ooh, how aesthetic. If you made it to the end, comment, ooh, how aesthetic. Aesthetic is the word of the day. Drop a like as always, and thank you for being on this journey with me. I get to make YouTube videos for a living. I get to hook up my friends with cool office spaces, and I get to do stuff like this. So it's all because of you, and I appreciate you. And as always, stay creamed up. Creamed up. One last thing I have to say would be, Alexa, play Take the Shot by Sam Newton on Spotify.
Take the Shot by Sam Newton from Spotify.
Did it work? All right, bye.